How does the United States economy work? If you've ever wondered why gas prices go up, why some years feel like a boon while others feel like a bust, or why your paycheck seems to stretch less than before, you're asking the same questions economists do. The United States economy might seem like an overwhelming maze of jargon, but at its core, it's a system that connects people, businesses, and the government through the constant exchange of goods, services, and money. Think of it as America's financial engine. If one part slows down or speeds up too much, the whole system feels it. Historically, the United States economy has been shaped by cycles of expansion and contraction. The Great Depression of the 1930s showed how severe downturns can devastate jobs, savings, and industries, while the post-World War II boom illustrated how innovation, consumer demand, and infrastructure investment can spark decades of growth. The 2008 financial crisis was another turning point. It reminded Americans that while the economy is powerful, it is also interconnected and vulnerable to shocks. Even events abroad, like a slowdown in China or an oil supply disruption in the Middle East, can ripple through the United States economy, affecting everything from the stock market to the cost of filling your gas tank. When compared to other major economies, the United States stands out for several reasons. First, the United States dollar is the world's primary reserve currency, meaning it's used in most international transactions, giving the United States significant influence in global markets. Second, the country's economy is highly diversified, from technology and manufacturing to agriculture and finance, which provides resilience when one sector struggles. Third, America's culture of entrepreneurship and innovation fuels constant change, leading to global leadership in industries like aerospace, software, and entertainment. However, challenges remain. Income inequality, healthcare costs, and rising national debt are issues that economists and policymakers must address to ensure long-term stability. The backbone of the economy is GDP, gross domestic product, which measures the total value of everything produced in the country in a given year. In 2024, the United States GDP was over $27 trillion, making it the largest economy in the world. It's driven by three big players. Consumers, that's everyday Americans spending money on things like groceries, rent, and vacations. Businesses, from small shops to multinational corporations, and the government, through spending on infrastructure, defense, healthcare, and more. When Americans spend more, businesses hire more, which creates more income for workers, fueling a positive cycle. But when spending slows, businesses may cut back, and the ripple effects can lead to slower growth or even a recession. Looking ahead to the next decade, the United States economy will likely face both opportunities and risks. Advancements in artificial intelligence, clean energy, and biotechnology could open up entirely new industries and create millions of jobs. At the same time, shifting global trade patterns, climate change, and geopolitical tensions could introduce new uncertainties. For everyday Americans, understanding these forces isn't just about being informed, it's about making better decisions. Whether you're choosing a career path, deciding where to invest, or even voting in the next election, knowing how the United States economy works gives you the tools to navigate a rapidly changing world with confidence. Another major part of the picture is trade. The United States both exports, sells goods abroad, and imports, buys goods from other countries, on a massive scale. From aircraft and agricultural products to electronics and clothing, these trade flows keep store shelves stocked and factories running. Employment is also a critical piece of the puzzle. The unemployment rate tells us how many people are actively looking for work but can't find it, and it's one of the most closely watched indicators of economic health. The Federal Reserve, America's central bank, plays referee by adjusting interest rates, aiming to balance inflation and growth. Understanding these basics not only helps you make sense of headlines but also gives you insight into how national shifts can affect your job, investments, and daily expenses. 1. Economy: why this matters to you. The United States economy is often described as a giant machine, made up of millions of moving parts: businesses, workers, consumers, investors, and government policies. You might not think about it every day, but it shapes almost everything in your life. The price you pay for groceries, whether your paycheck feels big enough, how easy it is to get a loan, and even your ability to find a new job. Understanding the basics of how it works isn't just for economists or politicians, it's for anyone who earns, spends, or saves money in America. 2. The big picture, GDP as the scoreboard. Think of gross domestic product, GDP, as the economy's scoreboard. It measures the total value of all goods and services produced within the country over a specific time period. If America were a business, GDP would be like annual revenue report. When GDP is growing steadily, it usually means companies are producing more, jobs are increasing, and people are spending. But if GDP shrinks for 2 quarters in a row, we call that a recession, a sign that the economy is slowing down. In 2023, the United States GDP was over $27 trillion, making it the largest economy in the world. That's roughly a quarter of the entire planet's economic output. 3. The job market, the economy's pulse. Jobs are the lifeblood of the economy. The unemployment rate is like a health check for this system. A low rate means more people are working, earning, and spending, which fuels growth. But when unemployment spikes, like during the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic, consumer spending falls, businesses struggle, and the economy can contract quickly. Different industries contribute differently. Tech companies in Silicon Valley, manufacturing plants in the Midwest, farms in the Heartland, and financial services in New York all play unique roles. The diversity of the job market gives the United States an advantage, but it also means changes in one sector, like a slowdown in housing or a boom in green energy, can ripple across the whole system. 4. Trade and global connections. The United States doesn't operate in a vacuum. Every day, ships, planes, and trucks move goods in and out of the country, from smartphones and cars to soybeans and airplanes. The United States imports goods like electronics and clothing from countries such as China, Mexico, and Vietnam, while exporting things like aircraft, medical equipment, and agricultural products. This global trade is a double-edged sword. It can keep prices low for consumers but also make the economy vulnerable to disruptions. For example, a trade war or supply chain breakdown can make everyday items more expensive. 5. The role of the government. The federal government influences the economy through fiscal policy, spending and taxes, and monetary policy, managed by the Federal Reserve. When the economy slows down, the government might lower taxes or increase spending to stimulate growth. The Fed, on the other hand, can lower interest rates to encourage borrowing and investment, or raise them to fight inflation. You've probably heard news about the Fed raising rates in recent years to cool down rising prices. Those decisions affect everything from your mortgage payment to the interest on your credit card. 6. What makes the United States economy unique? Several features set the United States apart. The dollar as the world's reserve currency. Most international transactions are conducted in United States dollars, giving America unmatched global financial influence. Diverse industries. From Hollywood to Wall Street to Silicon Valley, the United States doesn't rely on just one type of economic activity. Innovation culture. The United States leads in patents, startups, and tech breakthroughs, constantly creating new industries and products. Consumer spending power. Americans are among the biggest consumers in the world, with spending accounting for about 70% of GDP. 7. The challenges ahead. Even a strong economy has weaknesses. In the United States, some of the biggest concerns include rising national debt, over $34 trillion and still growing. Income inequality, a widening gap between the wealthy and the rest of the population. Healthcare costs, among the highest in the world, affecting both individuals and businesses. Climate change, extreme weather events disrupt supply chains and drive up costs. 8. The future, risks and opportunities. The next decade will bring both challenges and possibilities. Opportunities, AI, renewable energy, biotechnology, and space exploration could create entirely new markets and millions of jobs. Risks, geopolitical tensions, resource shortages, and rapid automation could disrupt existing industries. For everyday Americans, the key is adaptability, developing skills for emerging fields, staying informed about financial trends, and making smart personal finance choices. 9. Why this knowledge empowers you. Understanding how the economy works isn't about memorizing numbers, it's about connecting the dots between national trends and your personal life. When you know how interest rates influence car loans, why the stock market reacts to global events, or how inflation affects your paycheck, you can make better decisions. Whether you're starting a small business, planning for retirement, or voting for economic policies, this knowledge gives you an edge. The economy affects everyone, including you. But do you actually understand it? For example, why do prices keep rising? Why are some countries rich while others stay poor? Why does your paycheck never seem to be enough? What can you do, personally, to change your financial future? This ebook is exactly what you've been looking for. Understanding Economy: How You Can Improve Your Life is an excellent must-read book to help you improve your life. What this ebook will teach you: how the global economy actually works, in simple and practical language. The real reasons behind inflation, poverty, inequality, and wealth. The truth about capitalism, socialism, government spending, and taxes. Why some people escape poverty, and how you can too. How to start your own business, manage money wisely, and protect yourself in tough times. Why crime, corruption, and bad leadership destroy a nation's economy, and what honest people must do. Why sustainability matters, and how a strong economy can exist with a healthy planet. The secrets behind economy, cost of living, interest rates, and personal wealth building. How to take control of your financial life, no matter where you start from. And much more. Many people are buying this ebook to better understand how the economy works, and thus improving their lives. This is not a boring academic textbook full of formulas. It's a practical guide written by me who believes that economic knowledge can empower everyday people. This ebook has about 480 pages, explained in a simple way so that everyone can understand economics. This ebook is perfect for you. Can you please buy this book, and at the same time strengthen this channel? It's very cheap. You will learn how the economy works, and how you can benefit. The purchase link is https://bit.ly/understanding economy. Learn economics through this book. Take control of your future, and help others too. A small investment that will transform how you think, act, and thrive. Don't just survive the economy, understand it, and use it to totally benefit you. Could you please buy the ebook, like this video, write your comments, and watch the other videos of this channel? Thank you very much for watching this video.